Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Dave.
And join us every Thursday for a new episode of Two Player Bros, a podcast about two guys who play way too many video games. Join me and Dave as we talk about the latest in Xbox, PlayStation, PC, and VR news, previews, and reviews. We have it all, and we play it all.
And join us every other week for Post Game, where we play through and dive deep into our favorite modern classics and new releases.
That's Two Player Bros, available every Thursday wherever you get your podcast, part of the Forgotten Entertainment family.
Hey, it's Andrew Morgan, host of the Nomcast, the Netflix original movie podcast. Each week we preview and review the biggest Netflix original movies with special guests from the film industry, the music industry, comedians, and of course our fellow critics and podcasters. The Nomcast is available on nomcastpod.com or wherever you get your podcasts, on the socials at nomcastpod, and is a part of the Forgotten Entertainment family.
John, Ruth says you got a Lincoln letter.
I told you, jackass, go hee-haw someplace else.
Abraham Lincoln, the President of the United States?
Yes.
Of America?
Yes.
It is time for the penultimate episode of On the QT here at Forgotten Entertainment. I'm John.
And I'm Lloyd.
With us today, the boss, Mike Field from Forgotten Entertainment. Mike, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Very good.
Thanks for having me.
You know, Lloyd mentioned something when you came in. It's been a while since we've seen you in person.
Yes.
You know, we've kept in touch over the last year and a half through COVID. We met you right before COVID, technically, right? We recorded a couple episodes and then the world went to shit.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, and Lloyd said he forgot how tall you were. You are.
I forgot you were like 7'2", man. You can't get the scale on that little screen.
No, yeah. When we do Zoom episodes with you, you fit much better into a small box on the screen. What's going on with you, man? How's everything going?
Doing well, you know. Doing good.
How's everything at Forgotten Entertainment right now?
Busy. You know, just kind of, you know, we've got all the shows and kind of handle that. We help, you know, on the QT, and then we help another DC animated podcast, working with them. We just wrapped up yet another Star Wars podcast and kind of working with Bohemian Geek Studies, and just, I don't know, it's just kind of like always putting out content. You know, I'm right now running the Forgotten Entertainment social page or Instagram page, which is not fantastic because it's like, you know, I'm also doing the Forgotten Cinema one. So it's just kind of like, you know, it's tough, but I'm trying to stay with it.
Yeah. Social media is important to a podcast, but
it is. Yeah.
But you got to wonder to what depth,
that's what honestly, that's the questioning that I keep questioning myself now, is just like, cause Forgotten Cinema kind of stepped back from Twitter.
I should too, because, you know, I realized that if I had even if I had a quarter as many listens as I have followers, I'd be a much bigger show.
Yeah, right.
We'd be a much bigger show over at Pint O'Comics. And
but you'll die if you're not on social media. So.
Yeah, no, you got to stay out there for some reasons.
I like Instagram. Well, we do movies, and that's a visual medium, so I don't mind using like Instagram. It's helpful with that, you know, post all that stuff. But like Twitter, I asked you, remember, I think I messaged you, like, can you equate your tweets with whatever, you know, listens and stuff like that? And I can't. And I can't justify it.
And I can be totally honest, besides that, I could tweet something on Twitter and get 2 likes from the same people repeatedly, or, you know, someone else might jump in, or friends might retweet it. I could put something on Instagram and get 30.
Yeah.
It seems like people are more engaged because, like you said, it's a visual medium.
Yeah.
Like for example, I love like what you guys do, and we do it to an extent too. Like, you know, your little now watching things on your stories and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's cool because it gives me as a listener, I listen to Forgotten Cinema, an idea of what episodes are coming up.
Yep.
I'm like, oh shit, they're going to be doing Virtuosity, or they're doing whatever it might be.
Right.
You know, and then I make fun of you for watching Virtuosity, which I know on your Virtuosity episode, I know you were talking about me. There was a point where you were like, well, someone we know is giving a shit. And I'm like, even though that was like 10 weeks ago, I'm pretty certain that was me.
It probably was. Yeah, we don't care.
No,
that's fine.
Well, I think that's fun, though. I think that's part of the interaction, you know? Instagram,
well, I'm glad you do it because I'm just not into it. I don't even freaking Instagram my own art. So
you need to, man.
Yeah, you do a great job with the art.
I keep crediting you on the QT stuff. I make sure.
Yeah, that's where I see my stuff is on yours.
I put it up on ours too. I put it up on ours too. I always retweet and all that stuff or whatever. What's a Instagram called? A share?
A regram?
A regram.
I don't know.
There you go.
Maybe I made that
new
up.
term right here. Regram.
Regram. All right, Manster. Penultimate episode. What is the second to last of the current Quentin Tarantino movies that we're talking about tonight?
The second to last of the current Quentin Tarantino movies we're talking tonight is Hateful Eight.
That's right. Hateful Eight. You want to give us a bumper sticker real quick on this one?
You know, you always go to me for the bumper stickers.
Because I know you have it.
Because you know I have it. Right. And usually I can put together words that are pretty succinct and do it. This one took a while. I think I got it. It's not quite one sentence, but it's check it out. All right. So in the post-American Civil War era, in the heart of Wyoming, a host of unlikely stagecoach traveling companions find shelter from a blizzard in a cabin inhabited by 4 dubious strangers, creating a highly volatile situation where 8 hateful souls must endure each other's suspicions and prejudices.
Yeah, that's good.
Boom.
Nice.
That works.
It's a little wordy.
That's a long bumper.
It's a long bumper, but it still works.
Yeah.
It still works. Now, there's a couple things, like, let's just dig right into this movie right off the bat. There's a couple things about this film comparatively to other Tarantino films that are unique or very interesting. Kind of like, Death Proof was part of Grindhouse. First things first, this movie should never have been made because the script leaked.
Yeah.
Right?
He didn't want to do it.
He didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
He wrote this out, and somehow the script ended up online, and everybody on Earth had a chance to see it if they wanted to, right? Or, so many people saw it.
Yeah.
And from that point forward, he said, no, we're not doing it. But Phil, do you know what happened that caused them to kind of decide to do this?
Well, they had a script read.
Yes.
And then the actors were like, no, you need to do this movie.
Samuel L. Jackson in particular said, there's no way you can't do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what his initial thought was he was going to just rejigger the script into a novel.
Right.
And release it as a novel and then move on to whatever his next movie would have been, whether that be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I don't know.
Do you know it was supposed to be a sequel to Django?
Django in White Hell.
I did hear that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was doing some research on this one. Now, I'm gonna be honest. This is one of the few, along with Django, I had only seen once. This viewing for both of those movies for this show were only my second time seeing these things.
Yeah, same here.
So digging into that, Django in White Hell, originally supposed to be an older Django after the Civil War, because obviously the first one was it pre or right after the first one?
It was pre.
Pre, correct. Yeah, obviously, yeah. And the other thing that makes this pretty interesting, and honestly, I'm not a filmophile or a cinephile in terms of like the technical aspect. Phil probably knows more about it.
Yeah,
than
our boss man is.
Boss man is. He's directed stuff. He's a director and a writer. 70 millimeter, right?
Yeah.
So this movie has lived in 3 different formats.
Mm-hmm.
There was a 70 millimeter roadshow version that came out originally.
I saw.
You saw that?
Did you?
Yes.
Where'd you go?
The New Rochelle. They played it at the Regal in New Rochelle. I went with my buddy Adrian, and it was awesome. We loved it. We always talk about that. Remember when we went to that roadshow? You're like, yep, that was really.
So talk about the roadshow.
Yeah.
So basically, I couldn't tell you at what point, like what footage I saw that's not in what we had seen.
Yeah.
But there is like 7 to 8 minutes of extra footage. But there's a intermission. Mm-hmm. And during the intermission, they're playing the score. Like they're playing they have a little stagecoach on screen. It's like, and the lights come up, you go walk out, and then they're playing the score. And then when we went there, they gave us a pamphlet, kind of like a playbill. And it's got like images from the movie and stuff like that. And
Very cool.
It was
very sweet.
It was
so at
really
what point
fun.
was the intermission?
Oh man, I can't remember. I mean, it's a 3-hour version, 3 hours, 7 minutes. That's what the roadshow was, but I don't remember when. It probably was before I want to say it was maybe before like the coffee getting poisoned, that kind of thing, like that secret.
Okay.
Because that's kind of like a break right there.
So probably right around the story that Sam Jackson told about the son.
Yeah, that might have been like the ending.
Yeah.
And then it comes out in the regular, theatrical release. And then it comes out on Netflix as like a 4-part miniseries. Yeah. Right? Like 450, and it's longer on Netflix. I didn't do it because I wanted it to be pure for this. I almost watched that in my viewing of this.
Yeah, I wanted to do that myself.
To kind of see what might be the differences. And I'm going to go back and eventually watch it. It's 4 50-minute episodes. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious as to what the difference is. And I didn't read into it too much. I didn't want to start throwing that in my brain as to what the differences were here. But yeah, so this movie's kind of had a couple different lives, going from a movie that should never have been made to a movie that's been redone 3 different ways. December 27th, 2015 comes out. It was filmed between December 8th, 2014 and April 25th of 2015. Filmed in Los Angeles, Telluride, Colorado, and the San Miguel Mountains in Colorado. That's where a lot of the outdoor stuff was. So, Manster, let's get into our cast of characters in this one. because we have at least 8. We know that.
We have 8. Yeah, there's a little more. So we got Samuel L. Jackson as Major Marquis Warren, bounty hunter and former Civil War Union cavalry major.
That's it. He's a bounty hunter.
Go ahead. Yeah, he's a bounty hunter, like I said.
He's a bad man.
He's openly suspected in the North of just wanting to kill white people.
Right.
Yeah.
We find that out in the stagecoach ride.
Yeah, this is his 6th
and final so far.
So far, yeah. His 6th appearance, one way, shape, or form in a Tarantino movie, because he narrates an Inglourious Bastard for one scene. Yeah.
Yep. Then we have Kurt Russell as John Ruth, the Hangman. He's also a bounty hunter, and he's called the Hangman because he takes his bounties alive so they can hang.
It is a huge plot point in this movie.
Yep.
That his dedication to justice and seeing justice through.
That's right.
Be done at all costs.
He is brutal. He has no reservations as to smash a woman right in the face.
Are you a woman?
She's a criminal.
Are you a woman? John Ruth is going to punch you in the fucking mouth. Kurt Russell. So Kurt Russell is an all-time favorite for so many people.
Yeah.
And he's a genre hero. You know, Jack Burton, McCready in The Thing, Snake fucking Plissken. Yep. And, and then there was a good long period of his career when he got older where he did stuff, but he kind of mellowed out, you guys did Breakdown and, good stuff, but he kind of there wasn't really something that you felt like he could sink his teeth into heavily. And this is the one.
This comes along.
He is fucking full bore.
He's also got a mustache that Sam Elliott would be jealous of.
My Lord, that I was looking at it, and you know how a lot of times when you see mustaches or beards in movies, you go, is that a fake piece? This is not fake. That is Kurt fucking Russell all the way.
We're just gonna sleep on 3,000 Miles to Graceland.
I hate that movie.
Yeah, but he's good in it.
God, I never want to be reminded of that movie.
Here's the thing: we made the case on our breakdown episode for Forgotten Cinema that he's never bad in anything.
No, you're right.
A bad movie, and he's always good. And I will say this: go back and watch the casino scene when they're shooting up the place. It's actually not that bad.
Okay, I saw it in the theaters when it came out, and I remember.
I hear you. No, I don't love it.
Yeah,
but the shoot up scene is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I never saw that one.
Yeah, it's Costner and him, which you would hope would be a better movie. Because no matter what you say about Costner, he's pretty good too.
He is absolutely.
Costner,
I like him.
A lot of people give Costner shit. He might be a little more flat, but he's still very good.
Yeah,
he's awesome.
Yeah,
I don't know about in that, but he's awesome. All right, then we have Jennifer Jason Leigh as Daisy Domergue. She is an apparent murderer. I say this because what proof do we have that she's a murderer other than they say it?
That's this whole movie.
Yeah, I like the way Manic says her name, Domergue.
Yeah,
Domergue.
I had a question about that because we'll get to it in a second. But later on, when they introduce her brother, his last name appears to be totally different.
Yeah,
but they don't ever reference. She calls him by the wrong last name compared to her last name.
Yeah. All right, he's got the same name in my list.
What was the last name?
What is his name? His name is Jody.
It's like Domergue or something, or Domergue.
Yeah,
and I'm like. Did they forget?
It just has a weird spelling. Who knows?
Yeah. She certainly says it a different way than it's said by Kurt Russell the whole time.
It's the name of the gang, too.
Yeah. And the gang is called the same thing.
Yeah. And she can certainly take a punch, man.
She's really good. She's
so good in this.
She's overshadowed by a lot of the other stuff that's going on, the whole movie itself, and then, Russell and Jackson, but and Goggins. Goggins is good, but she's really good in this movie.
You absolutely fucking hate her in this movie because she's one of those annoying fucking people that is constantly prodding and then when we get to the end when she kind of gets the upper hand, you're glad to see her teeth get knocked out.
She spits on the letter from Abe Lincoln.
Yeah.
You got a letter from Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, that was a good scene. Then we have Walton Goggins, as you said, as Chris Mannix.
Now remember what I say about Walton Goggins every time we talk about.
He's all teeth and eyes.
All eyes, all teeth.
He is a former Mannix marauder, soon to be appointed sheriff of Red Rock. That's where they're going. The Mannix Marauders were basically a lost cause state militia who ransacked towns and killed innocent civilians and African Americans.
Mm-hmm.
He is great in this movie. He's great in everything. I've loved him since Justified. He was in House of a Thousand Corpses. He's been in other things. He was on
Fat Man.
I never saw that. Was that good?
Yeah, it's not
Sons
that bad.
of Anarchy.
Yeah. He was on The Shield.
Shield.
Which I've never seen, but I know is very popular.
Django Unchained.
Yep.
And obviously stuff like Django. But yeah, I've always liked him. He he's got a charisma and a way about him that's just fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very a confidence in what he does.
Yes.
Yep.
And he looks like a chicken. So,
All right.
And he does not make a good-looking hooker.
no, Sons of Anarchy? Yeah,
not really.
no.
Not really. I'm not sure how to pronounce this guy's name, so forgive me if it's wrong. Demián Bichir
Yep.
as Marco the Mexican and / Senor Bob.
Senor Bob.
Yeah, he's the guy who goes out to the stables, to stable the horses with Sam Jackson.
Are you calling me a liar?
Hey, he's doing pretty good. They talk about Minnie, and it's his conversation with him that gives Sam Jackson his suspicions about everybody in there.
In the script, he was written as a Frenchman, I think.
Yeah.
And they changed it to Bob the Mexican.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was nominated as Best Actor in a movie called A Better Life. He was also in Alien Covenant and Chi and a whole other lot of things.
Godzilla vs. King Kong.
Godzilla
he was like
Kong,
the bad guy in
Do you
there.
ever see the TV shows in The Bridge?
Yeah, The Bridge.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw a little
I've
bit
heard
of
that's
that.
great. I've never seen that.
Yeah. I don't think only a couple
It
seasons.
didn't last long.
Yeah.
Then we have Tim Roth as English Pete Hickox. You know him in the movie as Oswaldo Mowbray. He claims to be the actual Hangman of Red Rock.
Now, did anybody else feel that this role was intended for what's his name? Christoph Waltz. I know that it was actually for Eli Roth. Or I'm sorry, not Eli Roth. I know it was for Tim Roth. But like you can picture Christoph Waltz just in this role. I
think it's too small of a role for him, though.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Might be too on the nose for him.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be.
And this is, I think, Tim Roth's first Tarantino thing since Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had disappeared for quite a long time.
And quite similar situation as well.
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
He's got a nice disposition. He greets the newcomers. He offers coffee. He explains the justice, frontier justice.
Kick the door open.
Yeah, that's a lot of good stuff there. That whole kick the door open. Then we have Michael Madsen as Joe Gage, also Grouch Douglas. Did you know that? Did you know that name?
Grouch Douglas?
Yeah.
I did not.
Oh, that's his gang name?
That's his gang name.
Nice.
Yep.
Or his real name.
Another one of Jody's gang. Those last three I mentioned, they're all in Jody's gang.
Did you notice, like, this movie came out in 2015, and I was thinking about this movie the other day when I was kind of writing my notes, and I thought, he brings Madsen back like every 11 years or 12 years.
Yeah.
Reservoir Dogs disappears. Reservoir Dogs is 92. Disappears, 04 Kill Bill, right? And then 15, he comes back again.
Yeah.
He just picks him up every once in a while and says, you want to be in every other third of my movies?
Do you remember when they were going to do the Vega Brothers?
Yeah. They both aged out of that one pretty quickly.
Yeah. Madsen said some hard living.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Madsen was recently, this is how you know things aren't good for him. There was like a pretty well-made, it was really well-made, but it was a fan-made Batman film.
Yeah.
And Madsen plays...
oh, boy.
Oh, fuck, the cop. Can't think of his name off the top of my head, but the gruff cop.
Bullock?
Not Gordon. The gruff fucking cop that...
Harvey Bullock?
Harvey Bullock.
Yeah.
He plays Harvey Bullock in this fan-made movie. So you know that things aren't going great for him.
Okay, yeah.
It came out this year.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
See what you're saying there. Then we have Bruce Dern as General Sanford Sandy Smithers, a Civil War ex-Confederate officer, avowed racist, executed scores of black Union soldiers, and he has an unfortunate son.
Or does he? We'll get to that.
Yeah. And then we have James Parks as OB. He's the stagecoach driver.
Well, James Parks, is he someone that I should recognize, or is he just like an actor?
Well, he's Michael Parks' son. And is he
number one son from the other movies?
Yeah. He's been in like 3 or 4.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Fucking A.
He was in Kill Bill. He was in, I think, Death Proof, right?
Yeah, he's in Death Proof.
Yeah.
He's in...
They're probably all friends.
Yeah. Okay.
Zoe Bell is in it as Six Horse Judy. Gene Jones as Sweet Dave.
Sweet
Dave has a minor role, but pretty important. He's a fixture at Minnie's.
He's the gas attendant in No Country for Old Men, right?
Holy shit. You know, there's a scripted, but not ever mentioned. Sweet Dave and Minnie are supposed to be an ex-slave and a slave master who he apparently,
falls in love with
and feels bad or whatever and buys her the place and, and basically gives it to her as reparations. It's not in the movie, but
right. A couple more. Channing Tatum.
I like Channing Tatum, but I can never look at him without just thinking of him saying something like that. Yo, what's up, girl? I'm a Magic Mike.
Nice. Yeah, he's Daisy's brother in this.
Did you ever see Hail Caesar?
No.
So that's the Coen Brothers, but he plays like he's an actor, but he's also like a Russian spy, but he's in musicals, and like they do a whole musical number. Like they're shooting it in Hollywood, but they're doing the musical number, and they're a bunch of sailors, and they're singing about how there's no dames. It's really good. Yeah. He's really good.
He's like I said, like the 21 Jump Street movie and the sequel, he's great in.
Yeah. He's funny.
That was unexpectedly good.
Yeah. And you also, I mean, we'll get to it, but he's a secret in this movie. You don't know he's in it until the very end.
Did you ever see Logan Lucky?
No, but I always wanted to see that.
If you liked Ocean's 11, it's like a poor man's Ocean's.
Like a hillbilly,
Steven Soderbergh, but it's
Daniel Craig, right?
Yeah. And it's really fun. Adam Driver, it's funny, and he's good in it. He's really good in it.
All right,
I definitely recommend that.
Yeah, I'm checking that out. And the last one that sort of brings the movie down a bit, Quentin Tarantino as a narrator.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. But
it's weird.
We can get into that.
It's a little weird, yeah.
I can get to it right now. I don't like it when they do voiceovers like out of nowhere, and Tarantino does it.
It's
a lot,
certainly out of nowhere,
and it pops in like an hour and a half into the movie or whatever like that, and it's just like, what is this? Like,
why are we doing this?
It throws me off all the time.
Why can't you just show it rather than just say what you're showing,
or just do the voiceover throughout, or start it off, or at least you know what I mean?
Right.
I get
be consistent, whatever you do.
I get why the voiceover is there.
Oh no, I get it.
But what you're saying, I would just assume either have it all the way through.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's a personal preference.
This movie, when Tarantino made this, he told all the actors to watch one movie only.
Yep.
The Thing.
Yep.
John Carpenter's The Thing. He said there was only 2 movies that he gave everybody as reference. John Carpenter's The Thing and Reservoir Dogs. This movie is an old school locked room mystery with a bunch of characters that you don't know any of their true... What's the word? Their true motive.
Everyone is suspicious.
Everyone's suspicious of everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, I'll just go around right off the bat and ask you, Mike, do you like movies like that?
Oh, totally. I mean, I write, so it's like it would be an awesome stage play.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm okay once they were in haberdashery and they're talking. I love it. I'm in my element there.
You're not opposed to 3 hours in one locale.
Absolutely not. No, because you've got great characters and you've got people working off of each other, and you've got a lot. And they're it's not just expositional story. Like the whole Sam Jackson story is just like when he's talking to Smithers about his son, and she's just kind of like yes, I love it.
All right, Manster, you feel the same way? Are you?
Yeah,
okay
no,
with it?
I'm totally okay with it. It's got the good dialogue to keep it rolling. It's got great performances.
Yep.
I don't mind that you really don't know the motivations or who everybody is. It's just part of the whole mystery of the film.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you, at any point while watching this, he just kind of said it, because I thought it, feel like you're watching a play?
Oh, yeah. Oh, you can definitely see this. Like, you can imagine this being on a stage.
Well, it'd be awesome. It'd be awesome to do. It'd be awesome to see.
I'd love that.
Yeah. I mean, you'd have to rework some stuff.
I was surprised that they haven't done that.
Yeah. Right. Well, he's probably got to give permission.
Yeah.
And, he's probably not going to if he doesn't. Yeah.
Unless he could do it himself.
Well, you never know.
Yeah.
We were talking about it before whatever. Did you know that Vin Diesel's okay with a Fast and Furious musical on stage?
Oh, good for that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to tangent off.
No,
that.
but you know what? You know what the one rule he has with it is, as long as the people who make it are family.
I apologize.
No, that's fine. Anytime we can talk about the Fast and the Furious here on the QT, it's a better day.
This is a fresh smelling towel, I have to say.
Nice.
It's clean, very clean.
I noticed I didn't get one.
Yeah,
I didn't get a
here's
the
sweat
thing.
towel.
I was gonna give you one, but I'm like,
Here, you can use the other side.
It's one of those moments. I'm like, do I give Phil the sweat towel? Will he feel comfortable having a clean towel of mine?
No, I will just sweat through my shirt for you,
Just use
John.
your shirt. Just lift the shirt up, expose the
Let
belly.
me get you a sweat towel. Anyways, so these characters all end up there. Let's go through real quick. Let's go through what each character's motivation or reason for being at Minnie's haberdashery are.
Yeah.
So let's start off in the same order you went with the cast. Why is General Marquis Warren there?
He's got a bunch of bodies that he's going to take in for his bounty.
Right. And the reason they're all
Dead
stuck there
bodies.
is because there is a huge blizzard.
Yep.
Right. And the blizzard is not only a cramp in the characters that don't know what's going on in terms of like what's actually going on here, but it's kind of what causes what's going on here to happen.
Yeah.
There's something nefarious happening. Characters that are pulling it off are stuck in the haberdashery because of the blizzard.
Storm wasn't part of the plan.
The storm wasn't part of the plan.
Right.
And that's also what's pushing some of these other characters into the haberdashery.
Correct.
Okay. John Ruth is on a stagecoach on his way to bring Daisy Domergue to Red Rock, the town.
Yep.
And they have to stop there due to it. Daisy Domergue is going because she's being brought in by John Ruth. Chris Mannix is caught basically walking in the snow. He tells the story to John Ruth and to the Warren that he is the new sheriff of Red Rock. So bring me in. Right?
I love the way this all comes together because the first two guys know each other.
Right.
And then Mannix comes along. He's like, well, you got to take me in because I'm the one that's going to pay you.
Yeah. And I like when he gets into the catch. He's like, y'all having a bounty hunter picnic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we also should mention this is another movie with chapter titles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Six chapter titles.
Yeah.
And if I'm correct, the same font as Inglourious Bastards. It all looks very uniform.
I think he keeps the same font moving throughout his movies.
It looks good.
No, it's fine.
It works.
Yeah.
It works.
You're not,
I think there's 5 in this.
I mean, if you're watching a movie and the titles are awesome, it's like that, it's like, I kind of want the movie to be awesome.
No, it is. Right. It is 6. I got them all here. So what we just described was chapter 1, last stage to Red Rock.
All right. So then we have, who's next on the cast list again? Well, let's just put it this way. Oswaldo Mowbray, Tim Roth's character, Joe Gage, Michael Madsen's character, Smithers, not Mr. Burns Smithers, the other Smithers, Bruce Dern's character, and Bob and Mexican Bob,
Senior Bob
are already at the haberdashery.
Yep.
And Bob is claiming that Sweet Dave and Minnie have left to visit Minnie's mother over the mountain.
Right.
And he is watching the haberdashery. Mowbray is the hangman who is traveling to Red Rock to hang Daisy Domergue.
Yep.
And Joe Gage is just a cowboy going home to see his mother for Christmas.
Right.
He's a cowpuncher.
We don't know nothing about Smithers other than that he is a, like you said, a very racist Southern general in the Civil War who is just there.
No, he's there to go get his son.
Right. You're right. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm sorry. He's going to get his son's body.
Yes.
Okay. And then who else do we have left? We have... From there, we have, we end up having like the Zoe Bell character and Sweet Dave. We meet them later in the movie. Them later and we find out, and we'll get to it, we find out what ended up happening.
Chapter 3.
Now, you can't not.
Or no, chapter 5, 4 passengers.
Well, I got it all here.
Yeah.
So, so what did we saw? You already said chapter 1 and chapter 2. So we meet Chris Mannix.
Yep.
And chapter 3 is when they're all at Minnie's haberdashery.
Right.
That is a great word, haberdashery.
Yeah.
It's not used enough.
No.
Well, enough. It's not used at all.
You want to open one up?
Yeah, we gotta open up a haberdashery.
We can if you want.
All right.
You know what I liked about this haberdashery?
Pint O'Comics haberdashery.
Nice.
If Pint O'Comics opens a haberdashery or on the QT, if we open one together, jelly beans on sale all the time.
Oh yeah,
those candy sticks.
Yeah, those peppermint sticks, 5 for a nickel. That is a fucking deal.
Yeah.
And they were not small.
No,
they were not small at all. The worst part about it is Joe Gage buys those.
And broke them.
And he throws them to the floor.
Jerk.
You just spend a nickel on that stuff. I understand that you now can just take whatever you want, but like, take care of your candy, dude. This is the 1800s. You could starve at any minute.
He got himself a handful of peanuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So these characters all come together, and at first it is essentially just John Ruth comes in and tells everybody, this is my bounty. I'm bringing her in.
10 grand.
10 grand.
Yep.
He makes a deal with Warren. I'll protect your assets. You protect mine. We watch each other's backs.
Right.
Goes in. Such a douchebag. He just immediately becomes the mayor of this haberdashery.
Right.
And he disarms everybody.
Everyone.
Alpha male.
He's an alpha male.
Yeah.
Field 70, whatever this is. This is the wild, wild west. This is a time where you wake up one morning and you're dead by fucking supper.
Yeah.
Are you giving some dude your gun? Just giving it to him?
I don't know. I mean,
with his reputation, I would.
I mean, he was right to do that because he didn't trust it.
No, I get it. I get it. He didn't trust anybody, but I don't know, man. He's such an overbearing character.
Yeah, but I mean, he knows that he's got he's got Daisy who is, people want to get, and he knows that he's, he needs to be, he's a bounty hunter who doesn't like to kill him. He wants to keep him alive. So in that business, he knows that, people are going to come after him. So he's just extra cautious.
He realizes, you're right. He realizes that people can bring her in dead just as easily as he can bring her, more easily than he could bring her in her alive.
He's even he was even, suspicious of Marquis because he brings him in dead, so he might just kill her, and bring in the bounty himself.
Now, at one point during this whole thing, Daisy asked if she could be uncuffed. She's uncuffed to eat, and then she asked if she could play guitar. The story of the guitar is very interesting.
Yeah.
So John Ruth says, yes, you could play the guitar. He gives her a little bit of a break. She plays this wonderful ballad, right?
I love the song. Yeah, she's a good singer.
What is it? It's the Ballad of John and the Botany Bay, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
She's making fun of him.
She makes fun of him, and at the end, she basically says, you're going to end up dead. So Kurt Russell, this is actually a Kurt Russell thing.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell in the movie as John Ruth is supposed to go and grab the guitar and smash it, right? Which this guy would do because he's already smacked her around quite a bit. He's going to smash the guitar.
This was a priceless guitar on loan.
From the Martin Guitar Museum.
Mm-hmm.
The Martin Guitar Museum lent the production of this guitar $40,000 value, but priceless, essentially, because it was made in 1865 or something. And Kurt Russell, there was a miscommunication. Kurt Russell didn't realize that he was supposed to wait till a switch out to smash the guitar.
They had 6 replicas made.
He smashes the fuck out of the original guitar.
Yeah. It was like 60,000, right? Or 70,000 or something like that. Yeah.
The next thing I read about this whole thing, I didn't really read much about how bad he felt or whatnot. But in the thing I read, it said the Martin Guitar Museum decided immediately afterwards never to lend out guitars to film productions again.
And if you watch that scene, Jennifer Jason Leigh's reaction is real.
Yeah, it's a real reaction.
I didn't notice it watching it the other day, but then I read it afterwards. I've got to go back and check it out. Yeah, it says that she really kind of looks freaked out.
Yeah, because she knows he's about to smash the real guitar.
Yeah, but you know what? Kurt Russell's a fucking rock star. He smashes the shit out of that guitar.
Tarantino probably loved it. He was really like, yes.
Oh, I'm sure he knows.
Yep.
All right, now, Master, I got a question for you. Because around this time, there's a scene where all of our characters eat. Were you with me? That stew looked fucking good, didn't it?
Yeah, the mini stew looks delicious.
Mini stew looks fucking great. Now, I get it. In 1870, you got to eat with a soup spoon. They're all eating with
big
wooden spoons.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, there's a lot of scenes in especially in like Westerns where you see food being eaten and you're like, no way. No. I'm telling you.
The ravenous scene was disgusting.
It was probably horse meat or something.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I'm down. Well, I know you're a vegetarian, but would you be down with mini stew if you were not?
If it was meatless?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It looked very good.
Would you go to a restaurant that served it like that? Like it was like the old style?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, just dip it right in there.
Oh yeah.
I got there was no bread, right? Was there bread?
I didn't see any bread.
No
it was
bread.
just
but
stew.
you needed some rolls there.
You know Kurt Russell got lots of stew in that beard.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah.
Certainly.
And they have a whole meal right out of there.
Yep. Yeah. They also drank coffee with their food, and I'm just not into that.
Yeah, I don't think that.
I get in 1870, that's probably your beverage of choice, but maybe a water or something. So the characters start to mix and match and talk, and that's all this movie really is just these characters and their personal interactions with each other, which is fine because that's what drives this thing.
Yeah.
But then we kind of start getting to the thread being undone, and we find out little and bigger things. Mm-hmm. Marquis Warren and Smithers Lloyd. What is the contention and the secret there?
Well, there is a major contention because Marquis Warren claims to have killed Smithers' son. And the story he goes on to relay is pretty brutal. I mean, he strips the guy naked and makes him, go 2 hours in the snow in the middle of Wyoming, buck naked.
Yep.
And the guy's just asking for a blanket. And, he says, well, I'll get you your blanket, but, you got to take my Black Johnson in your mouth.
Yeah.
And basically he just goes on and on and on describing this to that supposed man's father.
Now, the part of the reason is because Smithers is an ex-Confederate general.
Yeah.
And he's known for particular brutality against captured Northern African soldiers, not giving them, not imprisoning them, just killing them. Warren knows this.
Correct. Yeah.
And before Warren tells his story, what does he lay out in front, Field?
Oh, he knew he was going to kill him as soon as he walked over there and put the gun in front of him.
Yeah.
And then I don't care either way. I mean, if that's how the story went, but he was just saying stuff to get him all angry.
Well, that was I have that question.
So I read that this was based on a scene in a movie called No Name on the Bullet.
Okay.
And I tried very hard to watch it or find a clip of this, and I couldn't find it. But in that movie, a 1959 movie, there's an actor, John Kent, is telling an old man about what he did to his daughter in order to make him grab his gun, which is the exact same thing.
Yeah,
so,
I think
apparently it was based on that scene.
He's baiting him to pull his weapons because he wants to kill him. Because his son, he talks about how he's up in Montana and people keep coming up there trying to get him, so he keeps killing them.
Right.
Yep.
Sending them back in a body bag.
Right.
So I actually had that question for both of you. Do either one of you believe that his story is true? Other than killing him, which he did.
I think I'm fine either way if it is true, but I don't think marching him out naked and stuff like that, probably. Him sucking him off now, probably not. He probably just kept going to see how far he wants him to pick up the gun.
Right. Yeah. So you feel the same way?
No, I don't think it's true. I think he had a blast just saying it to the guy just to see his reaction.
Yeah. I felt like, as I was watching this, I felt like in 1870, that would be a very brave thing to even admit to in a room full of a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that, there was some homosexual acts going on that I forced him to do. I'm thinking, I get what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I think everybody in the room got what he was doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you probably in 1870 would never admit that.
That's about power, though. That's not about homosexuality.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah. So, okay. I was curious where you were at because I didn't believe any of that stuff.
I didn't believe it. No.
But I did believe marching him through the snow and humiliating him and all that stuff.
Yeah.
For absolute sure. So he shoots Smithers, kills him dead. And now one down and, everybody else to go. And it's starting to become more and more clear. There's all these lines, right? Because Mannix is a Southern soldier, right?
Yeah.
And he is on Smithers' side. He's so excited to meet Smithers.
Mhm.
He's dropping.
And he already has something against Warren.
He has something against Warren. He's dropping the N-bomb every 2 words in the beginning of this movie. And now, as soon as Smithers dies, it's like he takes his jacket and puts it on, and it's almost like a sign of pride for him now that he doesn't even really care that the guy's dead. And then we just start getting further and further down the rabbit hole until all of a sudden we get the coffee scene. Right.
Right.
Which, what a fantastic, sudden. I remember the first time I saw this, not expecting that at all.
Right.
Because it begins with a geyser of blood vomit from Kurt Russell's mouth. Kurt Russell and Obi take a big swig of the coffee.
Poor Obi.
Yeah. Obi does nothing to deserve
He has to die. Everyone has to die, so he has to die.
Yeah.
Well, so this is where I guess, is this where the narrator comes in?
Domergue's got a secret.
A little further?
No, you're right, because he starts off the...
Daisy plays the guitar.
Right. And he's like, but no, he talks about how Domergue's got a secret about, everyone was watching Smithers and Marquis and all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think the 2 of them are dead before it goes to that part.
Okay, you're probably right.
I think Kurt Russell dies, and then they kind of go back and show you how the coffee was poisoned. No?
It's
because it's a ticking time bomb, because they drank the coffee. That they're going over there. And
right.
That's right.
Right. You're absolutely right.
And then, so that, he's going to drink it, and Mannix has it, and he almost drinks it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Daisy is not afraid to just start jawing at him because she knows in about 2 minutes time his lower intestine's going to fucking explode, which it does. But I'll give John Ruth credit, man. He's dying. He's taking her with him because he gets her on the ground. And he beats her front teeth out.
He does
before he eventually. Does he get shot? I can't remember now. Or does he just slump over and die?
No, he just dies.
Yeah.
Right?
He just dies.
Yeah.
He drops. OB drops, and now all of a sudden we're in this situation where it's a murder mystery, and nobody trusts each other. But somehow Mannix and Warren realize that they're the only 2 that could trust each other because Warren saw that Mannix was just about to drink the coffee as well.
Yeah. Yep.
So he didn't know that
he trusted him.
So he trusts him.
Back to your question, though. He did slump over and not quite dead. Daisy took his gun and shot him.
She does shoot him, right?
Yes, after he slumps over.
Right.
I like when they line him up on the wall after, and Mannix is just
he's so into Joe Gage.
I think it's that ugly son of a bitch, Joe Gage.
Yeah, he does have a real problem with Joe Gage.
I think he secretly has a crush on him.
Might be. Yeah. Might be. Nobody said it, but the mountain they're on was actually Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah.
I can't quit you, Joe Gage. So these 2 characters are... Essentially, they have everybody else up against the wall, and we're going to find out what happened. Did either of you notice that they tell everybody to turn around, put their hands on the wall, don't turn around? The 4 guys turn around 18 times.
Yeah.
Nobody shoots them.
Oh, yeah.
At one point, they're fully around. I'm like, shoot them. you said not to do that, to shoot them. So we start with, now we have who against the wall? Bob, Oswaldo Mowbray, and Joe Gage. The 3 guys. Sorry. Who are these 3 guys really? Mike.
Well, they're part of the gang that's there to get Daisy, her brother, Jody. We find out, I think it's the next chapter.
That's where we see the whole flashback scene of their arrival and what they did there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Jody's gang is there to free her, which is something that John Ruth had said earlier in the movie.
Yeah.
He said, they'll
come after
you
her.
people are probably working, with her.
Yeah.
And, and they just kind of let it go because they think he's being paranoid. We find out in a very interesting way where Jody is.
He is hiding under the floorboards, I guess, listening and waiting for his moment.
And his moment, what does he do in his moment?
Well, he dies, but no, he pops out. He shoots through he shoots Marquis through the floor, and he gets him right in the unfortunate part. He
blows his nuts
groin.
off.
Yeah, gets him
another crotch shot.
But then he doesn't shoot. He shoots him like once or twice, and then he doesn't keep shooting.
Yeah,
and he stays down there.
Yeah, and then he's down there. He never pops out.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, I think he's not sure what Mannix is going to do.
Right.
He knows that Mannix still has the gun on him.
Okay.
But here's the thing. But here's the other thing. They had guns stashed all across.
They did.
The room,
right under the table. Right there.
They did. Yeah.
And they don't ever go to that until the very end with Joe Gage. But there were guns there, so wouldn't he suspect that they'd go for the guns?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, no one ever said they were smart.
This is true.
No one ever said they were smart. At this point because he did it before he got shot. Warren does kill Bob because he ascertains that Bob, first of all, he knows that there's no way Bob is running the haberdashery.
Right.
Because Minnie had a sign up on the wall. I love this line. Essentially, he tells him the sign said two things. No dogs and no Mexicans. And he goes, and I know this because I've been coming here for years. And 2 years ago, she took that sign down because she let a dog in.
Yeah. You know why? You started letting dogs in.
Yeah. And then he fucking kills Bob the Mexican.
Yeah. Well, that's not the only reason, too. It's because of the whole hat policy.
The hat policy, the stew, Minnie's stew, because everybody's stew tastes the same.
Right.
Yes.
The whole thing about how someone's stew tastes exactly the same.
He didn't know how to do the horses and feed the horses. And
There's a lot of reasons.
Yeah, so he takes him out. We have Joe Gage and Mowbray left over. Warren shot in the balls. He's laying on a bed. There's a bed in the middle of this place.
Yeah,
which is just very interesting.
because it's there.
All haberdasheries have a bed in the middle.
Of course, where Sweet Dave sleeps.
I guess in my head, is there an upstairs to this place? Are there any rooms?
I didn't notice.
Yeah, there's a loft somewhere. You got to get to it by a ladder.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we flash back at this point. So we know the situation we're in now, right? It's Mannix and it's Warren against these other guys and Daisy. Daisy tells them that the rest of my brother's gang is coming, right?
15 men at Red Rock.
15 men strong at Red Rock, and they're gonna save me. Okay.
Mm-hmm. There's a little standoff, not a Mexican standoff.
Nope.
No.
But there's a 2-man standoff between Mannix and Oswaldo.
They shoot each other. He shoots Oswaldo in the gut, which is a callback to Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, right.
When Tim Roth is on the ground moaning, he's
I'm dying here, Marvin.
And I think Mannix gets it in like the hip or the leg.
Yeah, the leg or something.
Yeah.
So people are wounded. Daisy's front teeth are fucking knocked the fuck out. Joe Gage is the only one that's hasn't been shot at all by this point. Also, interesting point of this movie, Joe Gage is the only character that never drops the N-word.
Not to say the N-word.
He's the only character that does not say the N-word in this movie.
Only major character.
Yeah, good for you, Joe Gage.
Yeah,
because
good on you.
We got enough of it through this movie. Again, we kind of discussed.
It's the time period.
It's a time period.
You can't. It's. I don't think it's. I mean, I don't think it. Are you saying it's gratuitous?
We talked about this.
I think it went over the line. It wasn't like
it's
super
post Civil War though.
Yeah.
I mean, that you got a lot of anger and hatred both ways. I mean, I didn't think it was gratuitous. I mean, it's said by bad people like Daisy uses it, but she's using it because she's just trying to,
right.
She's trying to incite some reaction.
Yeah.
We brought it up a few times on the QT.
Yeah, I got you.
And I certainly agree with you to an extent where I think it's the characters he's writing, and it makes sense, especially in the time period. This movie has, I think, like a quarter of what Django had in it, which is amazing. That's
right.
crazy because they say it a ton in this movie. Like in Pulp Fiction, when he's the one saying it himself, you know what I mean? Like
when he's telling the story.
When he's telling the story, and I don't know. I don't know if I believe that.
Modern times,
but talking to Jules, I don't know if Jules would be okay with me as his white friend just dropping the N-word.
Again, that's you'd have to sit down and be like, okay, well, what's the relationship between those two characters? Are they friendly like that? You know what I mean? Like, I think if it's within the characters, I mean, I don't run around saying it because it's inappropriate and I don't believe in that. But if it's within the characters framework, I'm okay with it. I mean, I'm being told a story, and I'm being told I'm being told a story that's post Civil War, and that's there's a lot. It didn't just because the Civil War ended didn't mean that. You know what I mean?
I get that.
Yeah. So
I get that.
yeah, no, I mean. And it's called the Hateful Eight. There's no good people here.
Yeah.
No good people died in the chapter 5, 4 passengers when Minnie got shot.
I think Minnie, no, Minnie was racist too. No Mexicans.
Well, yeah.
So maybe
true.
Zoe Bell's character was not racist. Who knows?
Zoe Bell was her six horse Judy. She's like,
Six-Horse Judy.
She was all like happy go lucky.
Yeah.
She's in like she's almost like in a musical, but no one else is.
Exactly. She's always like that though.
Yeah.
Her and the poor like stable guy that gets killed in the shit house.
Charlie.
Oh yeah,
Charlie. It's like, come on.
There was supposed to be more with him. Like he was supposed to. His death was supposed to be like really bad. Like it was like really violent and bloody, but they just couldn't do it, or they didn't want to do it, or something like that.
I think in the
I
original,
don't think it needed it.
I think in the original script, he was also a kid. Like
you're
a
right.
12-year-old kid or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we hop back and we then go to see how everything started, right? We see Mowbray, Jody, who is the brother of Daisy, Grouch Douglas, who we know as
Son of a bitch, Joe Gage.
and Mexican Bob show up at the haberdashery. They pretend to just be some weary travelers. This is the day before. They run into Sweet Dave, and Smithers just happens to be there.
Right. They're playing chess, right?
Right. He won't leave.
He won't leave
the place.
And in a weird plot development, they think he'll help make it look more authentic.
Right.
In my mind, they kill him and throw him in the well, but I get it. Like they're kind of saying, they say it out loud. They're like, leave him. He makes it look real.
It's weird though, because you don't, I mean, in those situations, like when after the gunfight, you're just kind of like, okay, you're not really in the moment. So it's kind of like you do have to make a decision, like what you're going to do with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they leave him to live. They Six Horse Judy, the Zoe Bell character, and Charlie. This is the real crew of Minnie's haberdashery, and there's a young girl who works there picking chicken.
Oh yeah, with the jelly beans.
Yeah,
and we see them kind of walking around, making nice conversation, getting warm, buying candy. They're giving each other some like real, testy looks, touching their guns on their hips. Like there's always Westerns. They're always doing this with the gun.
They're twitchy.
And you know something's happening. What's great is that something's going to happen.
Yeah.
You don't know when and how, and you're like, oh.
And you feel bad because you're in the 2 minutes.
These poor people,
like you said, Six Gun Judy is like out of a musical.
Yeah.
Or not Six Gun, Six Horse. She's vibrant.
Yeah.
The young girl is obviously a young girl.
And she's grabbing onto us when he shoots her the first time, and then she's like reaching for him. Yeah. Joe Gage is a hard ass.
Yeah, they murder the fuck out of these people.
Yeah.
They
right out of the blue.
People. I do like going back too. I do like the fact you get a little bit of a detective quality from Warren because he sees the jelly bean on the ground.
Oh yeah, yeah. He notices that. He notices
it. Warren is the smartest guy.
He's putting all the pieces together.
He's putting everything together. He's already noticed that Mexican Bob is not great at manning the horses, and the stew is too on point. He knows something's happening.
Even the door being kicked in. Why is the door kicked in? And he's taking his time. He's like, he's got to figure it out.
Yeah. So we find out that essentially they're going to wait for the stagecoach with John Ruth to come kill him, right? Or take Daisy. Warren shows up. Chris Manning shows up.
Yeah, I was going to say the other people in the stagecoach probably threw them too.
They threw them. They were not supposed to be there at all. Jody hides down under the floorboard. He waits there an awful long time too. I just don't know. I don't know, Mike. Why didn't they just like ambush John Ruth? Did they say it in the movie? It just seems like it would have just been as easy to hide behind some stuff. John Ruth walks in, you shoot him in the fucking head and take Daisy.
I think because
you wouldn't have a movie.
One, yes, but also I think they didn't know, because remember John's shackled to Daisy, so they didn't know if he pops up and they ambush, Ruth could just turn around and shoot Daisy.
Right, they're worried about her.
Yeah,
right.
You want to know where all the pieces are. It's like a chess game. So
yeah, and then like, did you read how Jody dies and like originally? So he gets shot in the head.
I did read it. It was different. I didn't read how he dies.
So I guess in this one, which is funny, because you can tell too. I mean, if you've seen a lot of movies, when the shot goes back to him and it's like a different shot, like so they cut to his close up and he looks at Daisy and he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And like, "Oh, hey, now happy to see your face." And it cuts back to Jody and the shot's completely different. You're like, "Oh," and then that back of his head blows off because he shoots him. Well, I guess initially he just gets shot initially, either in the gut or the chest, falls down there, and then like all the rats under the haberdashery eat him alive. Like that was like initially what it was.
That would have been a little too. That would have been too extreme.
But like that was the other thing. It's like you didn't set up the rats. Like
no, you didn't.
Yeah,
yeah, it would have been too extreme for this movie too. Yeah, this isn't Lake Placid. This is fucking this is
Betty White's in this.
So all right, so we jump back. Now we know what happened to those people. we jump back to the very end of this film. We didn't bring it up, but we should bring it up. One of the things that has gotten Marquis Warren through the white world of post-Civil War America is the fact that he has a letter of correspondence from Abraham Lincoln.
You have a Lincoln letter?
He has a Lincoln letter.
They were pen pals.
And they were supposedly pen pals. And he brings it up a few times. John Ruth is literally starstruck by this letter, to the point that when halfway through the movie, when Warren admits that it's fake, John Ruth is not only butthurt, but he admits his feelings are hurt because he was so into the idea of this letter.
You violated my trust.
Right. You violated my trust. You screwed me over.
Did you think that him revealing that it was not a real letter, like he did it so, it was like just so quick? You know what I mean? He didn't fight it. He didn't really.
Well, the jig was up.
Yeah, but like just because Mannix says it, I'm okay with it.
I guess it makes sense. Yeah, I guess what you're saying makes sense. He does give it up quickly.
But it's fine. It's for the story.
Yeah. There's a part of me that kind of wishes at the end he would have said it was real after all, but he doesn't. But we get these two characters that Mannix and Warren, who are now this really unlikely pair together. Oswaldo Mowbray, Pete Hickox is dying, over in the corner. Joe Gage is still alive at this point, but he sits down. He tries to get a gun.
There's a gun under the table.
There's a gun that was stashed. Yeah. He tries to get it.
In a weird kick out way.
Yeah. Yeah. He does do he kind of jumps out from behind
it's a weird.
Yeah. And Chris Mannix, who obviously hates him very much, kills him.
Really loves him.
He kills him really badly. And Daisy is just keep jawing about, she just keeps jawing about how these 15 men are coming. And Mannix and Warren are like, nobody's coming, but nobody's coming for us either.
Right. Mm-hmm.
We're going to bleed out here. We're going to die. And the very final act they have is, they decide, well, you know what? Let's kill her.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's Mannix at first, right? Who is going to just shoot her.
And, he was. Well, she hacked off John Ruth's arm with a machete
because they passed out
because they were still chained together.
Well,
right.
Yeah, and
so she hacked off his arm, and like you said, Mannix had passed out.
And the gun was
either maybe on purpose or I don't know, maybe it was real. But he waited till just the right time to actually shoot her to prevent her from killing them.
Well, I think he passed out because
he was out.
Well, for sure.
Yeah.
He was out.
I'm wondering if he was just
he waited for it to get
kind of waiting for the right time.
Right.
Well, he takes her down and suggests they just kill her. And Warren says, let's honor John Ruth.
Yeah.
And
let's
you don't
string this bitch up.
You don't really know what they're talking about. And you gotta hang. And I love that cut. Because they're talking about it, and then the next scene is them with a noose, fucking yanking her up.
Yeah,
I love Mannix's line. You only need to hang mean bastards, but mean bastards you need to hang.
Yeah,
and then they cut to that. Yeah, I actually really, really, really like Mannix's the character of Mannix and the fact that yes, he's somebody who he's from the militia and they're hunting down Black Americans and in post Civil War, but because that was the war. But it was the fact that, put that aside, it was the fact that he believed in something and that he was anti Daisy and anti her gang because her gang doesn't believe in it.
That's right.
And I actually,
they were for justice.
Right. And I actually really it's that kind of connection that he had to that belief that kind of connects him to Marquis Warren and his belief, even though they're both on polar opposites.
Yep. And they had that bonding moment in the end. Yeah. Even with the letter he knows is fake.
See, that's the thing. Like the movie itself, there's so much going on in the movie in terms of violence. I forgot that Senior Bob's head gets blown off.
You're gonna have a hard time identifying Bob.
4 bullets, no head.
Like all that stuff, like everything we're talking about is awesome. But like in the midst of it, you're missing like really great character work between Mannix and Marquis, even like Daisy's character, like stuff like that. Even the stuff that Russell's doing with John Ruth. Like there's a lot of really cool character stuff that when we talked about like it'd be an awesome stage play, it would. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like just so much good stuff. There's so much stuff. Like I could see like when the actors are reading this, they're going, "Oh man, we have to do this."
Oh, they ate this up. You know, they were just performing.
Well, I mean,
for everybody on this, it was amazing.
Just getting into a little bit of the minutia of this. So let's just get to the end. The end of this movie is that these two guys hang the shit out of Daisy to death. They hang her to death. They honor John Ruth's final, I guess, what he would have done. And it ends. They die. Or you don't see them die, but they're going to die. Marquis' balls have been blown off. He's bleeding to death. And Chris has been shot, enough that he's bleeding out.
But he asked him to read the letter.
They read the letter.
That letter?
And I got that last line. It's a good line.
Oh, the Mary Todd? Yeah, go ahead.
He says, old Mary Todd is calling, so I guess it's time for bed.
Yeah. And early in the movie, when he reads it the first time, John Ruth goes, Mary Todd.
Old Mary Todd.
Old Mary Todd.
That really gets me.
Now, do you think, I think, like you just said, like the actors dug their teeth into this. You can't ignore the fact that Kurt Russell's doing a John Wayne impersonation through this movie.
Oh, yeah, no, of course.
Kurt Russell's doing a John Wayne impersonation through this whole movie. I do have a question because you brought up Mannix. So earlier we talked about whether or not Marquis' story was real or not. Chris Mannix.
Yeah.
Is he the sheriff or not?
Yeah, I think he is.
Okay.
I think he's the sheriff of Red Rock.
I'm a yes on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he said he purposely left that as never being answered because he wanted the audience to
the
decide.
Ambiguity.
There's nothing in the story in the story that we're told with Mannix that I ever disbelieve anything that he's saying. He's being genuine.
Right.
Yes, he hunted down when he talked about he hunted down all those people like that. He did that. And he is in awe of Smithers and stuff like that. But he was being a little kind of like shining them on when he should get on the stagecoach. But no, I believe him.
Okay. I agree. I'm in the same boat. All right, Manster, let's go to a box office. Let's find out what happened around this time. And then we'll talk about Tarantinoisms, and then we'll rate this thing.
You want some BO, huh?
Yeah, I love BO.
Right. Let's just say this had a $44 million budget. Opening weekend made $4.6 million, made $54 million domestic, and $155.7 worldwide.
It's a Christmas movie.
Yeah. So Christmas weekend, a bunch of movies came out that weekend.
I probably worked this.
So
You definitely worked
the
that.
Hateful Eight that year, 2015, came in out of all the number one movies, 5th. So above that was Point Break, and Concussion, Joy, and Daddy's Home.
Yep.
All those were number one first week movies. The number one release of that weekend was Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens.
Haven't heard of it.
Wet fart.
And I'm going to give you the year now. So that came in 50th that year.
Yeah, it was released with 3 days left.
Well, they count all that, don't they? All the stuff in 2016.
Oh, do they count it in 2016 too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going by year, released in that year. And this is worldwide numbers, by the way.
Okay.
So behind that worldwide, just to give you some perspective, Chappie. It beat Chappie.
Never saw Chappie.
Never saw Chappie? Yeah, Chappie came in at $102 million that year.
Oh, is that the
Neil
yeah,
Blomkamp.
the robot?
Yeah.
I saw that.
56 was
that wasn't a
Short Circuit.
yeah. Point Break, 133. So it beat the remake of Point Break.
Thank God.
Have you seen that?
I did see that. Yeah. No, I prefer the first one.
Yeah.
All right. So that year, number 10, The Martian, 630 million.
I like that movie.
Number 9, The Hunger Games, Mockingjay Part 2.
Pass.
Number 8, Mission
the first one, that
Impossible,
was it.
Rogue Nation.
Yes.
Number 7, Inside Out.
Oh, that's a good one.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Number 6, I haven't seen it and I'm never going to see it. Spectre.
Really?
Yeah, totally skippable.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I like Bond, so I'm going to watch it if it's Bond.
Number 5, Minions.
Yeah.
$1.1 billion.
I saw it, unfortunately.
Nope.
It's a kid's movie.
Number 4, I think you'll be upset with this. Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Oh,
I'm upset by it. It's just not a good movie.
It's a sequel. Yeah, but it's a sequel to a very popular film.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
always going to do business.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Number 3, Furious 7.
Is that the one after he passed?
Yeah,
I have no
think-
idea. I've never seen him.
That was, if that's the one I'm thinking of after Paul Walker passed, that was always busy at the theater. Like it would be like people would still be coming in. It'd be like 10:30 show, 11
Well, you know
o'clock
why?
show.
People love family.
Yeah.
But but the next one after that wasn't as busy. But that one was super busy.
Number 2, Jurassic World.
I liked it when it was Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I like the first Jurassic World. The second one was one of the worst movies I've seen in the theaters in the last like 5 years.
So,
I fucking hated that movie.
That was the worst.
I hated that.
Absolute
So
worst.
not that I want to get you to the theater to watch Fast and the Furious in IMAX, but I guess we watched a 5-minute short about how like the the mosquito biting it had like this whole animated thing was in back in the Cretaceous period or wherever it was and bit the a dinosaur in the amber, and it just shows you like back then, like all the just kind of like all the special effects that they're using had nothing to do with Jurassic World. Didn't show any trailers for Jurassic World, the new one, but it was just showing us like that stuff.
I'm still interested in Jurassic World. It's just I don't think I could see it in the theater after that last one.
No.
I honestly hated that fucking movie.
I brought my whole family to that.
I truly don't really
so much
hate
money.
movies. I was so irritated at that movie.
They're like me. I need to release them. The whole reason she's a clone is just to push that button.
Fucking clone human.
Just to push the button. That's the only reason she has that. She's
I didn't hate that movie for the first half when they were on the island. I thought, okay, this is more of the same, but whatever. Once they get to the compound and it's the black ops selling of the just get me out of this movie.
I take it back. There was clips from Jurassic World in terms of them, all the monsters and all the dinosaurs on like land, and they're like trying to hunt them down and stuff like that, and the raptors running through the fields and stuff like that. So there was stuff in Jurassic World in there. So yeah, I apologize.
Right. Yeah, number one, we already mentioned Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens.
Love it.
$2 billion.
$2 billion?
Yeah.
Worldwide?
Nice.
Wow.
A monster.
All right. So, or a dinosaur.
Oh, zing.
All right. Tarantino-isms, Manster. What do we have?
Oh, you know I am.
That didn't make sense grammatically.
No, they say that a lot. Tarantino-isms. All right. So the chapter, title chapter, trademark kind of thing. The trunk scene. A lot of these I had to really look for. All right. So trunk scene when Michael Madsen opens the door to kill Charlie, Charlie's perspective is looking up out of a trunk.
Yeah, I read that.
Mm-hmm.
The corpse POV scene, which is basically the same thing. When Zoe Bell is down on the ground dead, looking up at Madsen.
Hey, Minnie.
Yeah, a long take. So when Daisy Domergue is playing the guitar, that's all done in one shot, that whole song and everything.
Mm-hmm.
The car scene, obviously stagecoach ride to Minnie's. And then we got the men shot in the crotch.
I think this was the third or fourth balls being shot off.
Mm-hmm. At least the
Django shoots off not Chris Mann.
Yeah, and then you had Inglourious Basterds.
Inglourious Basterds.
So third at least.
Yeah.
Yep. No bare feet. All feet were covered in this movie, but
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Red Apple. Tobacco.
Manzana.
Yep. And we mentioned this before, but it bears repeating here. Tim Roth's character, Pete Hickox, is Archie Hickox's great-great-grandfather from Inglourious Basterds.
Saw that, yeah.
Yes, yep.
Also, again, Tim Roth shot in the stomach and bleeding out in a confined space, just like in Reservoir Dogs. One of the things about being shot in the crotch, you may not have caught this, but Jody says, say adios to your huevos.
Yeah.
Which is basically say goodbye to your balls, which is what Stiglitz says in German in Inglourious Bastards. And that's it. That was all I could find.
I got some.
What else you got?
Well, Joe Gage says a bastard's work is never done.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I did catch that.
Django's jacket is in there. Did you notice that?
I didn't notice. I read that his green jacket is on the floor somewhere.
Yeah.
And besides the fact that it was the reason he didn't want Django to be in this, because at first it was going to be a Django sequel.
Yeah.
Then it was going to be a movie that featured Django.
Right.
But he didn't want anybody to know Django's a good guy.
Right.
He has good intentions.
He couldn't make it fit.
He couldn't make it fit because the whole point is you don't know any of these people's intentions.
And then he was going to go back when he was going to make it into a novel. Like, we really believe he was going to do that, but when he was going to go do that, it was going to go back to being Django.
Right.
But do we really believe he was going to do that? He probably had a hissy fit, and they were like, no, shut up. We're doing the movie.
But we all know it all lives in the same universe. So
yeah, absolutely.
A spiritual sequel, if you will.
Some of these are like movies you would watch, right? In like, they're not all like, they don't all exist in the same plane.
Yeah, we talked about it on the last episode that there's different levels of the Tarantino universe.
Yep.
Some things are like what actually happens. Some things are the shows or movies, which Once Upon a Time in Hollywood does a great job of kind of showing you that these things live inside of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, let's rate it. Let's start. I'll start this one off. And when we rate this one, I'm curious. Tarantino Westerns, we've had two in a row with Django and Hateful Eight. Which one you preferred more? We rated obviously Django in the last time, so I'm going to go Hateful Eight. I think Hateful Eight's an overall better movie. I enjoy it more. I think it's way different. I think Django is, and again, I'm not basing my rating on this. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I think Django is much more of a.
You rated Django 3.5,
3.25,
3 and 2. Yeah,
very. I gave it a low score. You guys were much higher on that.
Right. You went up on Django.
You don't like exploitation?
I don't mind exploitation. I don't know. Django just.
Because that's what it is.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not my favorite Tarantino movie. That's for sure.
Okay.
That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
This is more of a murder mystery, whodunit, who's doing it, what's happening type movie. Like we said, The Thing and Reservoir Dogs. A bunch of guys and a girl in a room, and nobody knows who to trust.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's not really who done it because nobody done anything.
Right. There's no murder mystery.
Right.
I'm just trying to say, it's in that ilk of film.
Yeah. All right. I gotcha.
A bunch of people that don't trust each other. Great dialogue. Great performances across the bat. I think the real revelation in this one is Walton Goggins.
Yeah.
He is fucking fantastic. Kurt Russell, fantastic. Samuel L. Jackson is good in it, but he's pretty much Samuel L. Jackson at this point. I don't think he's any better or worse than he's ever been. But I think people like Goggins and Russell and who's the one other one there?
Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Really put forward a great effort in this thing. I'm going to go, this one's a 4.25 for me. I'm going over 4 on this one. It's a full point better to me than Django. Let's go to Lloyd. We'll end with our boss, obviously, Mike.
Yeah, we got to end with the boss.
Now, we know you really enjoyed Django. I think you gave it a 4.5.
I gave Django a 4.5.
Just fucking crazy.
And I said, I think, didn't Mike even went higher than that?
Mike Butler gave it a 5, I think.
He loves Django.
Either a 5 or a 4.75.
He gave it a very high rating.
That's his favorite Tarantino film.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts.
You're stupid.
I do
Not
like
stupid, nuts.
I do like Django better than this movie. But this film, it struts around like a masterpiece, but I don't think it's quite a masterpiece. I think it's more of it's not like a solid marble sculpture. It's more of a plaster, replication of that. I'm going to still give it a high score because I think it's very good. And I'm going to give it a 4.
All right.
4.
All right. That makes sense. I get what you're saying. I think one of the reasons I gave it such a high score is that, like I said, I only saw this once before and I was underwhelmed the first time.
Yep.
And that was when it came out. It wasn't in the theaters. I saw it right when it came out on video. And I don't know what I was expecting at the time, but I was just like, all right, that wasn't bad. I really enjoyed it a lot more this time. I don't know. I think I felt more of like the Thing influence. Again, Morricone does the score, and there is unused stuff that he scored for the
we didn't
Thing.
even talk about this.
Oscar winner.
Amazing score.
Yeah, wins the Oscar for it. And there's unused stuff that he's used that he never used in the Thing, used in this movie.
Yep.
There's one scene when OB and can't remember who the other character is. Mannix are knocking the stakes into the snow.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like a boom.
Oh yeah,
that noise. Yeah. That boom boom. It sounds like it's from the fucking Thing.
Yeah.
I went, that's got to be a piece.
Yeah, because it had that heartbeat sound.
Had that heartbeat sound.
John Williams has been doing this
Also,
for 20
by the
years.
way, Jennifer Jason Leigh nominated for Best Supporting Actress.
Yes. Yep.
And for Best Cinematography, Robert Richardson.
Yep.
Jennifer Jason Leigh also won the award for Yellowest Teeth in a feature film.
Proudest wearer of blood.
Yes. Oh, yeah. She has no problem with the blood. All right. The boss is here. Mike Field, second to last episode on the QT, Forgotten Entertainment.
All right.
All right. First of all, Django or Hateful Eight, just out of personal choice. What do you
Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What are the rating systems here?
Oh, it's Pint O'Comics rules. So that's 0 to 5, half and quarter scale are optional.
Are optional?
Yeah, you could use half and quarter scale.
Can I go higher than that or no?
Higher than 5?
Can I do like, because I think
what do you want to go, 7/8?
I want to go like 4.95.
We've never done that.
You cannot do that.
Well, I'm the boss.
Got to stick.
All right.
No, boss does not count in this.
then I will say 5.
You're gonna give it a 5.
Wow.
This, since I'm not on the other episodes, this is what I've always said is that if Pulp Fiction is 1, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is 1A, but this is right below that. This is probably like 1B.
Okay.
I really like this movie, and honestly, it's probably because me being a writer, me liking the stage aspect of it.
Do you think that your experience going to the road show informs that?
That was no, because that is a memorable experience going to the theater. I definitely will always remember that, but I will always remember going to see Disturbing Behavior in downtown New York City.
Right.
And it was just like loud and people are screaming and we're just like, yes. Like, and that's a guilty pleasure.
Well, you're a big Nick Stahl fan. Yeah, I know. We know that.
I mean, I saw Copland in Showcase Fairfield or Fairfield Cinemas, and it was like a print that was like a work print, and they had different music in there.
Oh.
That was and it had different scenes, and it was like much better. And then when the movie came out, you're like, this is what we watched. So like I always remember that. So this is definitely one of those memorable times seeing in the movie, and I saw it with like my best friend, so it was kind of like, oh. But no, this is a 5 for me. This is really good. I really like this movie.
All right.
Sorry. I didn't. I mean, did you want me to be critical of it?
No, not at all. Not at all.
And I'm going to check out the Netflix version.
I will too. I get nervous when we have you and Butler on because I know you guys, especially on like Forgotten Cinema, you don't rate stuff.
No, I know.
We do rate stuff, and
I'll do it for you. I'm rating for you guys.
It doesn't come down to we're looking just to rate stuff on here, but I do like to know, like in the end, like where does it fall for someone?
Right. You can rate my rack.
Oh, please. Teenage, when we used to go, when we'd been in the theater, like teenage me, 19-year-old, 20-year-old, 21-year-old, we used to do like lists and top 10 lists. And it got to the point where I'm like, why am I doing this? It's just like, I like a movie. I don't need to justify whether 1 or 2 over something else. Like this is back then. And so then that's why we don't rate them, or I don't rate them.
Right.
But like but for you guys, yeah, of course.
Well, when Butler was here, not to cause any fight or anything, but when Butler was here, he said to us that he wishes that you would be more forward thinking and start rating movies on Forgotten Cinema. So that was just something he said. I shouldn't have said that out loud. Tell everybody where they can find you again, Forgotten Entertainment and all that good stuff.
All right, so Forgotten Cinema is part of Forgotten Entertainment, and then it's on ForgottenEntertainment.com. You can actually find us at ForgottenCinemaPod.com, which kind of directs you to the site, so it's either there. We're on all the socials. Well, we're on Instagram and Facebook. We do have I just started a group because I'm trying to get off of just posting on the general news feed and just kind of like, sorry.
That's okay.
I think I did that last time.
No, it's going to happen.
And then I just wanted to like focus where we could just actually have a conversation rather than just just blatant posts. So yeah, we do have a group now. I think I renamed it Forgotten Cinema's Lobby, so people know it's us.
All right.
What else do we do? I got the Another MCU podcast. Actually, you can go to I have a personal website, michaeldfield.com. And I don't know if I told you this, but I did a short film. Oh man, talk about pandemic. We shot right before we shut down in 2020. So we finished shooting in downtown Danbury, and like the next weekend was like quarantine. So then we kind of edited throughout, and it's actually in a couple film festivals. It's going to be at the Bridgeport Film Fest at the end of July.
I saw something online. Yeah.
So it was in a festival out in Ohio. It got like 3rd place in one of the festivals out there, and it's been submitted to festivals, but like those, I won't know if they're in until like later in the summer. So that's called Noparapo, and that is it was like a 9-minute short. It's a horror short,
and you can see that on your website.
You can see the trailer on the website. The trailer is michaeldfield.com, and there, on the top I have the name of the short, Noparapo. You click on that and it's got stills and it's got the trailer and it's got the poster and stuff like that. And I did that with people, our media out in Danbury. Really cool people, Alicia and Reno. They're really nice. And we're actually going to do another one. I don't know if it's going to be a horror film. It's more of a drama, but yeah, no. So I do write and direct other stuff too. And Butler's always trying to get into them. So
he's an actor.
That's what he tells me.
That's what he says.
I'm just kidding, Mike. Honestly, he's not going to listen to
You
this.
should let us in before you let him in.
Jeez, that hurts.
Oh, he doesn't listen to any of them.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. He's too busy being on all of them.
I tell him all the time, I go, I like guys listen to like Business Wars or like some of the other podcasts, like Wonder. You listen to a bunch of podcasts. I know that. I'm like, oh no, I don't have time. I don't have time. It's like, you're in this business. You're in the industry. Listen to them. You want to see what everyone else is doing.
It's a good way to kind of sharpen your skills and see what other people are doing.
Yeah, you never know. You might catch something, pick something up from someone else, or when even something as simple as when they put the ads in and stuff like that. Yeah.
Right.
So, yep.
All right, Master, what movie are we doing last week for the last week on the QT?
The last one we're doing is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood next week.
With our friend Mike Simonetta, who is one of the people from ConnecticutCultClassics.com. Check out all the other shows on Forgotten Entertainment. I'm John.
I'm Lloyd.
See ya.
Bye.